this time we return power of the lectern to our president, our Madam President, the one, the only, Jamie Davis, for our general evaluation.
There are a couple of things about that statement that John made that I find to be absolutely wonderful. First, he said power. I love power. And then he said power, and then I think he called me like something president or whatever it was. You're one of my favorite people today, simply because of that. I am serving as your general evaluator this evening, and my job is twofold. First, it is to give an overall view of how well our meeting went, to either provide some type of encouragement so we will continue in the way that we are going, or to provide a little more feedback on some areas that we possibly need to improve on. Also, I will be introducing our evaluators of the evening. You all got to see the speakers this evening, and now we're going to have the evaluation portion. As I introduce each evaluator, you may clap as they enter this area. However, we ask that you do not clap as they return to their seats, simply because it is their opinion. So, with no further delay, I would like to introduce our evaluator. Our first evaluator, who will be evaluating Dwayne, who will be evaluating Scott Gammon. That would be Mr. Russell Lucas.
Thank you, Madam President. Scott, as Jamie said, this is my opinion of your speech. So, if you all don't mind, I'm going to direct my comments more directly at you, or towards you, I should say. First, I want to say I like the way you started. You had a very good introduction. You have a very good, crisp, loud voice that resonates through the particular room we're in very well. As far as your subject matter, I felt that you were being very transparent, and even as you were speaking about things that were obviously painful, I can see how that truth is liberating you as you go forward. You seem to be very well prepared for your speech. And again, that's the icebreaker typically. You know, people are a lot more nervous than you appear to be. And you seem very well prepared. If you used any notes, I didn't detect you using any notes. And your speech had a nice opening, it had a nice body, had a nice theme throughout. And I think you closed very well also. The only thing that I can say I would have liked to have seen you do differently is I would have liked to have seen your movements be a little more purposeful. You were sort of doing a small loop, and you had your hand in your pocket once or twice, but I would have liked to have seen some more purposeful movements, like move towards the person and state what you wanted to state, and then move purposely towards someone else and state what you wanted them to state. Overall, what I like about the presentation, you seem to come across very natural. I can tell that you are earnest and sincere in what you were saying, and I think you have great testimony, and I look forward to your next speech. Thank you very much.
being visually impaired, you will notice that he did not use notes while he was here. He did have Scott that helped him with a few auditory cues, which I appreciate the fact that he lined that up ahead of time. Just like when he comes up to speak, if he lets the timer know that he can't see, then we give him an auditory acknowledgement at the time. You're overcoming adversity, Dwayne. You have a passion for life, and that came out clear in your speech. You gave us an opportunity to get to know Dwayne, what he likes. We know he likes sharing the gift of eternal life. We know he loves riding the city bus. We know that you love Chick-fil-A, and you order the same thing every time you go there. Large fries, spicy chick sandwich, large root beer, and a brownie. We know a little bit about Dwayne. I could hear you fully in the back. You spoke clearly. I would encourage you to speak a little bit slower when you speak and enunciate your words. That will help us to understand clearly your message. Your opening, you welcomed us, fellow Toastmasters. You said it's a great day at Northjax Toastmasters. You gave us a lot of information about you. And then you closed at the end. I like how you tied it in between Chick-fil-A not treating you as a customer, but as a guest. Wow. And then you closed with, it is a great day at Northjax Toastmasters. What I would have liked to have seen there, Dwayne, is if we could have some blown up pictures. Maybe a baby picture, and a picture of you riding the bus, or a picture of you in front of a Chick-fil-A sign. Something that can capture us and draw our attention while you were speaking. That would be good. But what I loved about the presentation more than anything is that you have a passion. And one thing in Toastmasters is you can flubber and flounder all you want if you have passion. If you have passion for your subject, people will be drawn to what you're saying. But Toastmasters is definitely going to give you a leg up in your future projects. I look forward to it. General Evaluator, Madam General Evaluator. Master.
Madam Master General Evaluator. I'll never forget that, because that was how Jim introduced me when he. At this time, if we can get the time of each evaluator.
Mr. Russell's time was 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Mr. Jerry's time was 2 minutes and 57 seconds.
Both qualified. At this time, if our vote counter, which will be Ms. Please, if you will go by and collect, at this time, if we can go ahead and vote for the best evaluator. And after you voted, please hold your hand in the air so that she may collect your vote. While she's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and start my portion of the meeting, which is to evaluate the flow of the meeting. First, I would like to say that we started on time, thanks to our wonderful president. Woo! Next, I'd like to commend our Toastmaster of the evening, who made appropriate changes when she saw or she questioned whether someone was going to be here. She stepped right in, made the changes to make sure the meeting would move smoothly. We had two great speakers this evening who were both pretty new speakers. Just want to commend them on stepping up, and also our VPE, who's getting them on the schedule. That's wonderful. Our table topics master made it just in time to fill his role. We like to commend him as well because of the creative topics he always seems to come up with. I get a little afraid when he does table topics because I never want to be called when he comes up with the topics, because they truly fit the bill of what table topics is supposed to be. Our evaluators both were great this evening. They provided sound feedback to both speakers, something that they could walk away from. They encouraged them in areas that they're doing well, and they provided provided information that can help them improve possibly in the area that they could see within themselves. One other person I'd like to commend this evening is our timer. He made adjustments. Our light is out. Therefore, he made 2 adjustments this evening. He changed to the flip the paper, and he stayed on point with that, as well as we have Dwayne, who mentioned at the beginning that he had challenges with seeing, so Horace would begin to yell out so Dwayne could stay on task. Overall, I believe our meeting went very well this evening, and at this time, I would like to bring back to the podium our Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Gloria.
Now, aren't we having a wonderful time? Great, great, great. Now, this is the